Hey guys, it is the Lords of Gaston here. Wanted to bring you a pretty kick-ass gameplay that I just had. I actually go 61-7 in this hardcore kill confirmed Black Ops 2. This is the first match that I've got a legit, when I say legit, I mean non-care package swarm, and just really kicked some ass in this game. And actually, I don't know how, but I still came in second. I'm not quite sure what the guy in first was doing. He had a pretty good score, but man, he must have been just doing some crazy stuff to get that high of points. He was, I think, almost like 1,000 points ahead of me. But beat the other team 186, and I was pretty happy with this gameplay. I think this is probably the highest I've ever gotten in a hardcore match as far as kill-to-death ratio. I mean, that's ridiculous, 61-7. I was kind of expecting to get some nasty grams over messages afterwards, but surprisingly I didn't. Normally if I have a really good game like that, I do. You know, people are, oh, you're boosting, oh, you're cheating, blah, 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 but nobody really said anything, so I got that. I quit and called it a night. So wanted to bring this video to you, and I wanted to talk to you about how to get these high kill streaks in Black Ops 2. Now, there's a couple things that I've noticed and that I've realized with my playstyle as opposed to, I would say, 90% of the other people that play on Xbox Live. One thing that you'll see on YouTube is, you know, the big YouTubers that are big Call of Duty guys that are getting these ridiculous, you know, 140 and 3 gameplays and stuff like that, but it's always in core. You don't generally see very many, you know, just ridiculously good, amazing gameplays in hardcore, and there's a reason for that, because hardcore, it's much harder than core. I think core is super easy. I think anybody who's got any kind of skill at this game at all, if they play enough, can get those ridiculous scores. But in hardcore, obviously, it's much harder, because in hardcore, generally, if you get shot, you die. It's not like core where you can, you know, put on flak jacket and blast shield and toughness and all this other crazy stuff and get shot 4 or 5 times and keep running and gunning. In hardcore, if you get shot, for the most part, you're going to go down, especially if it's from something like a sniper rifle. And for those of you who play Black Ops 2 a lot, you know that sniper rifles run rampant in this game. Actually, if you go in and you play core free-for-all, which really sucks because hardcore free-for-all is by far my favorite playlist, my favorite game mode in any playlist of any of the Call of Duties. And unfortunately, they have stopped doing it in most of them. I don't know why. I guess it's not one that's played a lot, but I really like hardcore free-for-all. So every once in a while I'll go in and I'll play just core free-for-all. Not because I like core, but because it's the only one available. And it's nothing but quick-scopers and trick-shotters in Black Ops 2 now, man. It's crazy. I mean, if you really want to go get a good gameplay, and you know a way to get around quick-scopers, you can just go in there and decimate people. I actually had a really good gameplay the other day using 2 combat axes, and that was it, you know, on all these trick-shotters. But it's just gotten out of hand. I mean, they're jumping and spinning and flipping and doing all kinds of crazy stuff, and it's just kind of goofy. So I wouldn't expect to go in there and get a serious game. Most of it's just going to be them trying to shoot each other. And I mean, some of them are really good. Some of them you got to watch out for, but for the most part, they suck, and they're just easy to pick off and kill. The other thing, other than playing hardcore versus core, that I've noticed is almost everybody that is a real big gamer and puts up these big gameplays is playing in a full party. And you know, that's so easy when you have a party going and you're able to talk to your teammates. You're able to, you know, for the most part, if you're playing with randoms, you may run into some cool people and party up with them or whatever, but I would like to challenge any players out there that think they're super good at this game to go in to a team deathmatch or a kill confirmed or even a domination and you know, play by yourself without a party in hardcore, and let me see what kind of gameplays you have, because I have a feeling you wouldn't be putting up the gameplays that you get if you're playing those modes. And that's what I play all the time, because almost all of my friends have PS4. I've only got a couple friends that play on Xbox, and they're never on. Our schedules just, you know, conflict, so they're either on in the mornings and I'm on at night, or vice versa, or whatever. And besides, I don't really like to be a very social person when I'm playing Call of Duty. I generally don't have a mic on, because I just like to go in there. This is kind of my way to wind down, and you know, and I get these pretty amazing gameplays, I think, playing solo with no party and playing in hardcore. So I decided here that I was going to do a little bit of camping, because in this game here, it's ridiculous because you cannot run 5 feet without getting shot from 3 different directions, especially in Domination. Domination is probably my favorite game mode to play, other than hardcore free-for-all. Just because I like, you know, it's a cool game. It's fast-paced. You kind of know what's going on. But it's very difficult nowadays to even capture a flag without getting shot from 3 different directions, because everybody just kind of camps around the flags. Nobody's running around hardly. And Kill Confirm's the same way. You know, you've got, it's basically a team deathmatch with your tags floating around, and I don't know how many times I've had people stealing my tags lately. It's like, I know it's a team game, and I know if I shoot somebody and their tag appears and I get killed, by all means grab my tag, but don't just blatantly steal my tag right out from under me. It's so frustrating. So it's just really crazy and frustrating with everything that's going on. So, you know, I was playing a lot of domination before I put this game up, and before I played this game, I should say. And I was just getting frustrated because it was like I'd go to cap a flag, like the very first flag. Let's say you start at A flag, okay? The match starts, I go to cap the flag, I look around, and none of my teammates they're all rushing towards B. They're all trying to go and spawn trap and flip the spawns and stuff. It's like, you've got, the name of the game is to capture the flags. You've got 50 free points here that's going to help your team hold down one of the flags, and you guys go running off with your freaking knives in hand and your, dual pistols. It's like, help your team out. It's just frustrating. So then, another thing, and I think one of the reasons why I seem to always get blasted when I play domination is people don't capture the flags half the time. They're running around, running a gun, and trying to get these high scores without even capping flags. And, it's so easy to cap a flag and get a couple kills while you're capturing a flag and get those high kill streaks. It's not hard. But because I'm the only one that seems to be capturing flags, it takes a longer time for me to capture the flag, which opens me up to more gunfire. And it just takes a long time to complete the capture of the flag. If a couple teammates would help me out every once in a while, it wouldn't take so long, and I probably wouldn't get killed. But I don't know how many times, I'll sit there and I'll stop at a flag, and all right, like I've got 3 different directions. I'll just pick this one, and I'll be looking that way, and sure enough, the other way, somebody pops me, or they'll just step out from around the corner, pop, and step back in. And it's like, people camping. So I was like, you know what, screw this. I am gonna camp. What I kind of said to myself was, if I can get to a point where I think I can get a swarm, I'm just going to camp it out and see if I can do that. So what happened in this game was I was actually able to steal an escort drone care package right before I got my stealth chopper. Now what I had in here was stealth chopper, Warthog, and swarm. Okay, if you're able to get those in succession, I guess it is. That's a really good setup. You're going to get a lot of kills. Well, I actually got an extra escort drone as well. So I had an escort drone and a stealth chopper up at the same time. Those things were putting in work. Then I got my Warthog. Those always get kills. Once I got my Warthog, the swarm wasn't far behind. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to camp in this room here and let all my things. I don't want to get killed by my own Warthog and miss my swarm. So I'm going to camp in this room, and I'm going to wait until all those kill streaks are through. If I get a swarm, then I'll come out and run around. That's exactly what happened. So, there are times when camping is a valid strategy. You don't want to run out and get hit by one of your own hunter-killer drones in your swarm because you're next to an enemy, or something along those lines. So I did camp a little bit in this game. You know what? I'm totally okay with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with camping to a point. If you're just going to sit in one spot the whole game, I just don't find that fun. I don't, I've always been a proponent of, play how you want to play. But, man, it sucks for everybody else because it's like you're running around, you're gunning, you're rushing, whatever you want to call it. You're having a great game. And just because one guy is sitting completely still, pointed at one spot that you just happen to run by, you get killed. So I was like, you know what? I've got my stealth chopper and my escort drone out there, and then my Warthog coming through. I'm just going to camp this little room here and let my swarm do its business. And, turned out having a really good game, 61-7. So hope you like this. I was pretty happy with myself, pretty proud of myself, pat myself on the back a little bit here. It's very difficult to get a swarm in a hardcore mode. It really is. So when you're able to do it, you don't see it very often. If you play a lot of hardcore, you probably don't see it very often. So when you do, you do feel pretty good about it. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it. I will talk to you later. Lords of Gas.
Check your timeline. Counter UAV inbound. Friendly hunter-killer drone deployed. Friendly UAV inbound.